A WMSC special report. Clifton City is on the brink of breaking a 57-year tradition. Many residents are outraged. Will tradition prevail, or will council members shake precedent? I'm Hannah Cox, and our reporter Anthony Foster has the story.
On November 8th, voters in Clifton City elected 7 council members out of 17. They did not elect a mayor directly. Under the 1923 municipal manager law, when the new council is sworn in, they appoint a mayor amongst themselves. Since 1934, whichever council member received the highest vote was then appointed mayor. This tradition was broken only once in 1966. Those who broke it were not re-elected. This election, Ray Grabowski received 1,210 more votes than the next highest vote-getter, Bill Gibson, meaning, traditionally, he would be appointed mayor. But a majority of council members are signaling they are done with tradition. And this has caused massive public uproar, turning what are usually mundane and monotonous Tuesday municipal meetings into what one council member called
Live from Clifton, it's Tuesday night.
No, I don't have to sit down. This is my time, and I'm allowed to speak. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you, and the rest of you, I hope you can find a solution to this problem. Merry Christmas, Happy Healthy New Year, and again, Peter, thank you very much for everything.
I'm not against Councilman Gibson. I'm not here to oppose Councilman Gibson. As a matter of fact, I have a personal relationship with Councilman Gibson. I know Bill, my family knows Bill. As a matter of fact, during the campaign, I had a meet and greet at my house, and Bill was one of my candidates. What I am here to say is, Bill, although I understand you have a right to do what you're doing, I believe it's not right.
But the point is that this thing that's going on right now, Bill, you're not going to win. This is no good. This is poisoning this council before the next council before it even starts.
It's not only the Polish community that loves him, every community in Clifton loves him. The citizens of Clifton came out in droves to vote for him, and he won by a landslide. If the shoe was on the other foot, Mr. Gibson, and you won by a landslide, Mr. Grabowski wouldn't challenge you. Why? He has class, the ability to walk with the kings and dine with the peasants. He's a great man, an honest and humble man who always strives to do the right thing to make Clifton a better place. Hopefully, this is just a temporary lapse of judgment on your part, because I'm sure you don't want to go down in the history books as Benedict Arnold II. Thank you.
Both Grabowski and Gibson serve on the council, but this vote determines who becomes mayor and who remains on the council.
Well, right. Tensions are high, and there seems to be 2 factions forming amongst the council members. Those who want to shake things up and vote Bill Gibson, and those who are sticking with tradition and voting Ray Grabowski.
So, where does the council stand if Bill Gibson is nominated mayor by one of the council members?
Well, we know Bill Gibson votes for Bill Gibson, and Ray Grabowski votes Ray Grabowski. Also, we know Rosemary Pino has said unequivocally she will not vote for Ray Grabowski.
You're definitely a no.
I am absolutely, at this point, a no. Okay. A solid no.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Sure we'll see
That leaves 4. Tony Latona, Joe Kaloje, Mary Sadracula, and Lauren Murphy with the remaining votes. Bill Gibson needs 2 of them, while Ray Grabowski needs to convince 3 of them.
So the question is, how did all of this get started?
Well, this story starts in 1990, when the current mayor, James Anzaldi, received the highest votes and becomes mayor, a position he's held for 32 years. He and another council member, Peter Eagler, retired, and in their place, Joe Kaloje and Tony Latona were elected this year. Both have previously served. Tony had a brief stint in the council in 2006. In 2006, Tony was elected to the council, getting the second highest votes, But he was also a Clifton City firefighter, a classic conflict of interest. Matthew Piari, Clifton's municipal attorney, said, quote, "The offices are incompatible." The ensuing court case went to a superior court which said Latona had to pick one. And he's a young guy. The $4,000 salary the council affords him is not livable and nowhere near the $750,000 firefighter salary. So he resigns. Fast forward to today, and Tony is still in litigation with the city, this time over undisclosed disciplinary matters, which are holding up his pension. Tony asserts it's all political, and the city went after his pension to stop him from running. Interestingly, the same municipal attorney in 2006 is still the municipal attorney today, which soured Tony's relationship with the city.
And Latona is not the only council member with grievances, right?
Right. Councilwoman Sadrakula has conflicted with the city and council for a long time. She has moved to replace the current municipal attorney. During the meeting, she asked the most probing questions to the city manager. Sadrakula has also had grievances with the council. She was censured twice unanimously and has sued the city and her fellow council members for freer access to documents, which they settled. Most important are her grievances with the road she lives on. We saw her outside of the meeting, and this is what she had to say about that.
When is the obsession going to stop? When is it going to stop? My neighbors have lived there for 50 years. 50 years. And this is ridiculous.
Because it's you.
I know it is.
It's me.
Of course it is. It is. It's the obsession, and it's awful.
What has been the response of the other council members?
They voted for it. They voted for it. And none of them, I don't believe, have even come by and seen this mess that they created. And it's Christmas holidays. I can't park on Dawes Line. I have a disabled sister. If I have to park down in another city a block away, and the morning the contractors park all over, so I'm all the way down. I have PAGs, I have food. My neighbor, I have company coming. Where are they going to park?
Hey, look, a city that couldn't get a firehouse fixed with a foot of water in 18 months that it's still not open, somehow in a month we're able to sign contracts, agreements, and rip roadways up and put sidewalks down just
Before
a week
the
of
end.
Christmas, just before the end of the year when the new council's coming in.
Yep,
It's
absolutely.
amazing how quick they can get that done, huh?
It's true. It is.
And Rosemary Pino caused a stir when she aired out her grievances.
Kim, you made a comparison as far as Bill and Ray and how they're very similar, graduated the same year, and then you said, well, what sets them apart? I can't quite remember what you thought set them apart, but I'll tell you what I think sets them apart, and that's leadership. So, a gentleman by the name, I'm sorry, I'll stop talking until you guys finish going. Mayor, can you please control your meeting? And lastly, I guess, I just want to speak to Ray. Since, for whatever reason, you don't want to speak to me, I'll speak to you. And I guess I just have one question. Is this the best you got? It's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks, I thought, well, maybe something got lost in translation, and after I said it publicly, what were my reasons? Maybe you would reach out. I never did. So it makes me think, as a leader, leaders usually are able to say, let me unify people, but instead, for whatever reason, you want my vote as mayor, but you can't find it within yourself to reach out to me and talk to me. How does that work? Instead, you bring out your constituents, and this is to shame Bill. This is the best you have. This is Clifton. Is this the best that Clifton has? What's going on here? I don't understand. I don't understand what rules you guys are going with. You do not get more meat with vinegar. Oh, okay, just hang up. I'm sorry, Mayor, I think someone should be escorted out because I was just hurt bad. That lady just called me. Right there. Oh no, but she just said I am mayor. Can you please handle that? Oh, she just said I am. Right there, right in the middle. Can you wave? Let him know who just.
We have,
Oh, hold on.
Continue to speak. say.
Anyways, so that's all I have for you folks. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and all the best for the New Year's. Get home safe.
You talked to her after. What did she say?
Yeah. So I was here last council meeting too. You know, and you had said something about Rigorowski and a parade. Do you want to recount that? So I'm curious what your side of the story is.
Well, you know, I attended the Polish parade. And, you know, I'm new to the community in the sense that, you know, he's always gone to the parade. It's my first time going to the parade, so I was there. And he was quite dismissive of me. He asked me several times, what am I doing here? This is his people. I thought this was all our people. You know, I represent the entire city of Clifton, not a certain sector. So that was very disheartening. He said that several times. And I think that was the turning point for me where I had to reevaluate this so-called tradition. So.
While Facebook is a place for community gossip, it also reveals connections and is a place for people to express their opinions. And the city of Clifton is no different.
After investigating, we found some interesting leads. Both Lauren Murphy and Joe Kaloje had been negatively portrayed by a Facebook page titled, Clifton, the city that cares, but the mayor and council that doesn't. The guy who runs the page is a friend of both Bill Gibson and Mary Sadrikula and frequently promoted their re-election campaigns in 2018, but has been inactive since. When it was active, it called Joe Kaloje an arrogant punk, said he was unable to hold a job, and that he didn't care about Clifton. They called Lauren Murphy a fake, phony, and a fraud. They posted a picture with her sign by a porta potty with a hashtag Sack Lauren Murphy.
Putting Facebook drama aside, Foster, what this shows is allegiances between city council members that have become apparent to the public. Another interesting bit of history is between Ray Grabowski and Bill Gibson, who go as far back as graduating from Clifton High School together.
Yeah, they've had a long history, most of which we don't know, but we do know one of them will be mayor on January 3rd. We don't know, not for certain, but it looks like Bill Gibson has the votes, and Ray Grabowski does not.
Local democracy impacts us most. Being informed and actively participating in your community is our civic duty. Reporting for 90.3 WMSC, this special report is part of ongoing coverage of the local government surrounding the Montclair State University campus.